So this summer I really want to start a YouTube channel, and one of my favorite hobbies is world building. So in this video I'm going to sort of introduce you to the world that I've been working on for a few years. So what I'm doing now is I'm sorting my new magnum opus. It's a pretty not substantial part of the map, but I am making it giant. I am adding like little peninsulas and cities which you can't see on the big map, but you can see here because it's really zoomed in. So it's gonna be pretty cool, and I'm gonna be using a lot of A4 sheets. Now here's a picture of how big the map is gonna get. Like, it's gonna be twice as big. It's gonna be really fun to make. And I want to show you my first sketchbook on this exact world. The world's called Arda. This exact sketch is from 2022. It's pretty different from the big map that I made a few months back, as you can see here. It's also in a different time period, that's why things like different countries and everything. This is the region itself. You can see with every redrawing, the peninsula sort of shifts. As you can see, it's really different from how it looks here. This is the biggest continent, it's Markia. The one on the east is Neria. The one in the center is Sendra, accordingly. Up here, I wrote the big cities. Then we have some alphabets, not really languages. This is the Priskian. It's like basically Russian and Bulgarian together. Berturian, which is like English with a French accent. Then we have Sundrian, which is really interesting. It's like a mutated Russian with like some weird Asian words. These ones are not really that impressive, but this one is really cool. This is the Zitan alphabet. It's like, I made it really pretty. We have some words here too, but most of it's letters. Then this is Sangese. It's like a parody, I guess, of Eastern Asian languages that they speak in Kongsang. This is the old writing system. It takes inspiration from the Japanese writing system that uses syllables. And this notebook is going to be specifically for languages and like deeper lore. This language here is Ritian. It's the language of the huge map I'm making. As you can see, it takes inspiration from Lithuanian, Slavic languages, and some Greek. This is a dynasty. The first one, as you can see, the first dynasty. It has different houses. I took some inspiration from Game of Thrones in this here. This is the second dynasty. This little notebook here is specifically for languages. The first few are Berturian and Varkian and Girtamese, which are like Germanic languages. You can basically understand them. This here is an old Markian language, an indigenous one. This is some Varkian here, I think. This is Ritian, the language of the region that I'm making a gen map of. These are some old words, which I haven't used in a long time, so I don't know if they're still used in the language itself. These are some sentences with a little bit of grammar. This is an actual song which I translated. And you can see here the changes I made, because language evolved with time. This is a comparison with Ritian and Papatamese. This is a recipe which I translated, a real one. This is where all the languages come from. They all come from Proto-Indo-European. These are some fruits which I translated. This is a dialect of Ritian. This is some North Markian architecture here, which I haven't done in a long time. Like, this is the only house building I've ever done in the world. Now this notebook is with a language called Koflian. It's basically the oldest written language here. It's entirely my own creation. I haven't taken inspiration from anything. This is the timeline of the languages in Nyria, right here. Koflian is the oldest, like 500 years older than the other. This here is a recipe, which I translated. Now before then, I just want to show you a closer look at the big map I'm working on. As you can see, there are lots of little tiny cities with names that actually have meaning. The last notebook here is probably the most important. This is the big lore of the world. The first chapter is the unification of Aflindor, which is like one of the biggest empires. These are some dynasties. You can't understand anything from this. I have to translate it, and I'm gonna put it either in a video or on my Notion site thingy. It's in multiple chapters, which I'm gonna be writing this summer. The next chapter is, let me see, Runia and Preskia. Preskia is the something like Russia, basically. Then it's Ritia, which is the giant map I'm making about. This is part 1 of Nyria, the oldest continent. It's basically where humans come from. It's also where Kofli is in. And that's the whole written lore for now, actually. This is all my written lore. The other lore you can see on my Notion thingy. And the next video is gonna be on the map, the big one I'm working on. And I want to say this world is more like Game of Thrones. It's not like Lord of the Rings or The Witcher, even though they're pretty dope. You know, it doesn't have that fantastical element they have. Well, I'm still gonna add some custom animals, maybe not magic, something like that. But it's gonna be in the far future. So thank you for watching my very first video. I hope you like it, and subscribe if you want to.